Welcome back to the Preserve Championships, part of the Disc Golf Pro Tour. We're in the back nine of the final round of the FPO card. We are at Clearwater, Minnesota at the Black Bear Disc Golf Course at this beautiful property that Airborn has given to the Pro Tour. I'm Sarah Hokom here with Juliana Korver.
Here's a look at our leaderboard. Kristin is way out in front with 9 holes left to play. Hailey and Paige are fighting for second right now.
And that is really the battle. Who's going to get second? Because Kristin is doing well.
This is hole 10. It's 269 feet. It's a par 3. It plays as if it were an island hole because on the right, the path is OB, and obviously there's that rock wall that is the OB line along the front and the left-hand side.
Paige with a fierce, a bit of a tailwind. Kind of drops it and pushes it. So she's got a long putt back for birdie. Kristin throwing the sidearm line with a grace.
Ooh, I wasn't sure that was going to get over the top of the wall there.
Yeah, really similar line to yesterday. Hailey with a buzz, and she turns it over, but gets a kick back into the green.
That looked as if it was going to go over the sidewalk, but I think the tree saved her.
This is a trace, which I really thought was good until that happened, which is...
Does that count for anything?
Yeah, you take...
So Paige is confirming that I hit the concrete, which made it inbounds up top instead of me having to take it from a different lie. Hailey with a miss for birdie, and Paige for birdie.
Thought that might sneak out the left side. Basket caught it.
That old prodigy blood doing her good. Kristin also cashing in on the birdie. One of the easier holes on the course, 29% birdies on the day. Hailey with a par putt. And I'll take the bogey after the OB stroke off the tee.
This is hole 11. It is 525 feet. It is a par 4. It's a fairly straightforward hole. The farther down you get, the easier your approach is, but any drive should get you close enough to get under the basket in 2.
Playing is the easiest hole in the course, 525. You know, you don't actually have to throw too far off the tee to get the birdie, but we do see Paige going with a Zeus, so looking for max distance. I've considered throwing a fairway here, although I don't. But I think with a fairway, it would still be appropriate.
Yeah, I think that'd be a fine choice.
Kristin also going distance driver with a grace. Throws it a little bit low, but right in the middle, under 200 feet to approach the pin. Hailey also going distance driver with her trusty Zeus. Using the full amount of the fairway and out to the left, which is a good place to be. I'm throwing a trace. This is just over 200 feet, and I'm throwing a pyro, which is a dumping machine. It just falls out of the air, so really useful disc for that type of throw. Paige with the hair fierce.
A little bit long, still inside the circle.
Kristin with a harp. Hailey with a zone. Leaves it just a little short. She'll be first to putt. Oh, no, she won't. Just kidding. Paige is going to putt in first for birdie.
That one was also a little on the left-hand side, but stays in.
And Hailey for birdie. Chain left. 45% of the field got the birdie on this. Only 3% bogey. This hole might be a little too easy for the FPOs. But I'm happy to get this one. This was my first birdie of the round, which was like kind of embarrassing to admit at that point.
This is hole 12. It is 330 feet. It's a par 3. The hole's a little more obstructed with the fairway's width being considerably smaller than the previous holes that we've had. The basket is right on the edge here. It drops down a little bit, about 15 feet behind the basket.
And there's a left to right wind on this hole, which makes this shot. We had this yesterday as well.
Oh, did I've never hit the fairway on this hole. Never once.
Paige giving us some insight into her luck on hole 12.
Good line, keeping it low, under the wind. Nice shot.
This is a vanish.
Oh, that's so bad. Short guys.
And Hailey with a Zeus, pushing it a little bit right.
Gets through most of it. Must have hit something that was pretty short.
Paige with a long birdie throw with her fierce.
Go in.
Likes it out of her hand, but gives herself a difficult putt from behind the basket.
Right. Wow is what I was thinking too.
This is a pyro.
Looks like you stayed on top. I can't quite tell.
Just barely, yes. And Hailey for birdie.
Oh, there we go.
Perfect speed. She had some really wide eyes coming back to the next tee after she realized, after that went in. Oh.
Barely even touched the chains.
Sneaker. Great putt from Hailey. Kristin for birdie.
Solid.
Strokes on, folks. And Paige has a really weird putt here.
Oh, wow.
It's like she had this tiny little window through the vines.
Hole 13, 329-foot par 3. Players need to make it through this gap and turn something from left to right to find the pin. If you turn something too much, the woods come into play and probably take away your birdie opportunity.
Kristin up first, throwing a grace. Turns it a little bit, and
Oh, very
just
nice.
enough. Gets the fade back. 15-footer for birdie. She made a 40-footer yesterday for that same look. Hailey, who bounced it off those roots, so that those stumps yesterday. Throwing a Zeus.
Clean through the gap.
Pin high on the right side. Paige with a passion. Turns it just a bit and it skips straight. She's just at the edge of the circle, looking at birdie pin high. This is a trace.
I like that line.
Me too. Even though it ends up just outside the circle, it was my best shot of the event on this hole. So just outside the circle, looking for birdie.
That one was in.
Me too. That's the story of my day.
Oh.
Paige from circle 2. Also got that band. Hailey for birdie. That's 2 in a row for Hailey King, taking her to -6, 1 over Paige in this battle for second.
Easy birdie.
Kristin well out in front, extends her lead to 17.
When I walk up to the tee, I have these game plans. I know where I want to land. I know the distance to the basket from those positions. I think I'm going to land in these same areas every single time, but you never know. I know how far I am. I know the height now. Having the Bushnell Range Finder, no matter where I land, gives me that extra level of confidence.
Hole 14, 660 feet, par 4. There is danger on this hole. The left-hand side cart path is out of bounds, and the right-hand rough is fairly punishing. You want to land in the middle of the fairway so that you have a good approach to the pin. The pin is positioned so that any shots that are long will probably fall down the slope behind the basket.
Kristin up first with a grace.
That is wide enough that the cart path is not in play. And boy, that's a long shot.
Yeah, right in the middle, just a couple hundred feet to go to the pin. Hailey with a stalker.
Hopefully that doesn't hyzer out.
Doesn't get the turn she wanted. That is the only other OB she's actually had on the course. Was the first round. She made a similar mistake. Paige with a passion, looking to capitalize and move into that second place spot.
That was a great shot.
The sneaking past Kristin's shot. I'm throwing a photon, which is a bit of an overstable disc for me, but I'm really just trying to stay in the middle. This is a trace.
Just about inside the circle.
It's just outside. Hailey making her recovery shot with a zone.
Oh, that's pretty tall.
She puts it up high and stays inbounds by just a tiny bit. Kristin with a harp. A little bit wide. Paige with a fierce.
little bit short, but should be fine.
Hailey running the putt from the side hill.
Oh no.
And this is the trouble on this hole. But Hailey's not really one to lay up. So, you know, you just go with your game plan. She's going to pitch it back up here. And there's a little roll, but still pretty close. I am not putting at this basket from that angle. No, thank you. Happy with a par. Paige, however, is going to try to get this birdie.
Very solid. Right in the middle.
Kristin leaves it a little short, but stays up top for an easy par putt. Hailey, looking to recover from the out of bounds and the rollaway, takes the double and moves into third place. Paige, with that birdie, now takes the lead by 2 for second place.
Hole 15, 738 feet, par 4. Off the tee, players need to both throw over the mound and under the tree canopy. With a good drive, the pin can be in reach within 2 shots. Once players get closer to the green, there is one guardian tree that seems to come into play quite a bit. The green slopes upward, making some of the approach shots out from the right-hand side a little bit more interesting, as they could fall off down the slope.
Paige up first. She has not gotten this birdie yet in the tournament. Puts it way up there. Kristin, who got this one the first day, but didn't get it yesterday, puts a nice move on the shot with a grace. Way up there, similar position to Pierce. I'm throwing a vanish. Gets a little caught up in the branches. And Hailey with a Zeus, and Hailey has gotten this hole both rounds. The only player to birdie this both rounds, but throws this shot a little bit low. It's going to be tough to follow that up 3 in a row.
She's going to have a very strange footing. Her toes are going to be under her heels on that, or opposite of that.
Throwing a trace. And Hailey with that weird footing you just mentioned.
Yeah. She handled it very well. Still got a lot of distance on that.
And you'd think it would be in front of the hole of that tree, but then it just curls right behind it just to give extra challenge to that third shot. Paige with a Zeus looking to get this birdie for the first time in the tournament.
No, way wider than that.
And she said it. She skips way left, like circle 2 left. And Kristin, who got this birdie the first round, looking to get it close. Not that she needs it at this point. She is well ahead of the pack. This is just her going through the motions. She could probably throw it left-handed from here out and still win. This is a reactor.
I wouldn't want to play hole 18 left-handed.
I know, right? It's not really a lefty hole. Yeah. Hailey with not much of an option, but just to pitch it up for par.
I liked how flat she kept that.
Paige with a long look for birdie. And Kristin for birdie. And it sits. She'll walk away with a par. And this is my par putt. And yeah, those branches got in the way. Paige for par. Kristin and Hailey will tap out the par putt as well, and I will walk away with an unfortunate bogey. With 3 holes to play.
This is hole 16. It is 374 feet. It's a par 3. This is going to be a little bit of a tough birdie. It's just a little bit out of reach. The basket is up on this mound, making putts a little bit scarier as the land slopes away behind the pin.
Paige critiquing herself mid-flight, but still outside the circle but pin high on an uphill putt. That's really the best position unless you could be closer. Kristin lining up a grace. Gets it up there.
Plenty of distance. Looks like she's inside the circle.
Inside the circle. And that will be her first real look at birdie here. Hailey getting this the first round. Throwing a Zeus. Also right at the edge of the circle. I'm throwing a trace. Hailey for birdie.
No problem.
Right side catch, full extension from King. Paige looking for the first birdie on this hole, sneaks it in the left side. Hailey and Paige carding the birdies, putting the pressure on Kristin, but maybe not really because she's 12 strokes ahead. But the battle for second is in full force with both of them getting that birdie with just 2 to play.
Hole 17, 243 feet, par 3. This is a little low ceiling tunnel shot. There is water within circle 1 behind the pin and to the right, but it shouldn't come into play. The main thing here is to get through the gap.
Paige with a fierce. Puts a pin high and close to the basket. This one is kind of playing difficult. It only had 10% birdies the first day, 13% birdies the second day. Hailey throwing a little bit too high with her Luna. And Kristin with a verdict.
Keeping it low. Nice skip.
I'm throwing a reactor. Hailey to try to get this birdie with Paige in range for birdie.
There it is.
And it actually, you can't see it, but
Are you
it
kidding?
trickled out the right side.
Oh, that looked so good.
It felt good. But Kristin's showing me how to do that. Gets the birdie. And Hailey to clean up a par. And that'll be... Paige just has to make this stroke to give herself a 3-stroke lead for second.
Interesting that the branch made her take a knee on a raised basket.
Yeah, right? That's increasing the elevation change.
This is our final hole. It is 942 feet. It is a par 5. Players need to decide how aggressive they want to be on their tee shot, and that determines how far right they go with their drive. The farther right they go, the more distance they take away from the remaining part of the hole. Then they lay up most likely before this water shot, and on the third shot, they go over the water, hopefully towards the pin, giving themselves an opportunity for the birdie.
Paige up first, throwing a Zeus. Looking for big distance. Puts it up a little high. But squarely in the middle.
A fine place to be.
Not a lot to do here. She's got a 3-stroke lead over Hailey for second. Tattar has her by 10. This is kind of going through the motions at this point. Kristin with a rive.
Safe shot.
Hailey going Zeus.
That's a little aggressive.
Very aggressive. She gets way up there.
Ooh.
And just safe, but a little bit tricky on the footing. But she doesn't have a lot to go to get to the layup zone to get over the water on the next shot. So shouldn't hurt her too much. I'm throwing a trace. And I kind of yeet it to the left. Not what I was looking for. But safe. Well safe
Very,
with the
very
water. A little too safe. Here's another trace.
Oh, that's a good place to be.
Yeah, I was happy with that. Kristin with a rive once again. Looking to be right of that sand trap. Paige with a raptor, also kind of laying up to that right side of the sand trap to put her in position to go over the water and get that birdie, which she has yet to get. She has parred at both rounds. Kristin, however, has birdied at both rounds. And Hailey also has yet to get this birdie, but puts in a good position to do so.
It's where she needs to be.
This is a difficult shot for me. This is a trace, but I have to throw it over 300 feet to get to the landing zone. And it is safe. Brian calling for the eagle, but she'll have to settle for a C1 putt for birdie. And Kristin with a fortress. Actually, that looks like a grace, actually. And in the sand trap. But pin high. It's like a 20-footer with maybe some weird footing. Paige going buzz.
Oh.
Ah, the crowd likes it, and she's really close. 10-footer for birdie. I'm throwing an envy, trying to keep it really close. Kind of air it out a bit. The crowd thinks I'm running it. I'm really just trying to put it in the chips. And Hailey for birdie. Kristin to secure her win. 19 down, birdies the final hole to take the W, 2 in a row. This is to clean up the par. And Paige for birdie. Securing her second place at this event. The 2020 champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your 2021 Preserve Championship champion, Kristin Tattar.
I don't know how she's going to get that back on the plane.
Kristin, winning the event by 10 strokes, back-to-back wins. How are you feeling?
Feeling great, although putts were kind of shaky today. Missed a lot of them, so I had this like weird feeling in me, but it's always nice to win. So yeah, I'm very happy.
Did you have any feelings or nerves going into the final round knowing that you had so many strokes ahead of the field?
No, not really. I always try to like start every round like it's a new round, not think about like other rounds. So it wasn't any different, but I don't know. It's disc golf. Sometimes you're good, sometimes you're not so good.
So I heard that today might be your last day in the States and you're flying home tomorrow. How are you feeling about that? Are you excited? Any events coming up?
Yes, I'm excited. I'm gonna fly back tomorrow, and we have European Championships coming up like the following week. So just a few days at home, and then we're flying to Czech Republic. More disc golf.
Well, good luck there and congratulations.
Thank you.
I think you can pick it up just a little bit.
That is quite the trophy. I think she could snuggle with that tonight. I think that's what I would be doing. So she wanted to let everyone know that she just had a really wonderful time and that everyone here welcomed her with open arms and she can't wait to come back. So congrats to Kristin. We look forward to seeing her back at the Throw Pink Women's Championships in October. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. So look at that leaderboard for this lead card. Kristin out in front with a -19. Incredible weekend for her. Paige coming in at -9. Hailey taking third at a -5. And I drop back to 6th with Jessica Weiss and Katrina Allen jumping up into those top 5 spots. Also, congrats to Kona shooting a -4. It's really good. So give this video a like and subscribe to GK Pro. And we'll see you next time. A Leadstone coming up just next week.